Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Deconstructing Topic Podcast, where we deconstruct topics and discuss many things. It's entertainment talk time as we deconstruct TV shows worth watching if you still need to do so. And just off the heels of watching Beef on Netflix. Oh, woo! Let's talk about some shows, whether it's from the past or the present. But sometimes watching TV shows is a bit of distraction from our daily lives and can do a little trick. As always, hit that like button on whatever platform you listen to, comment, feel free to share. Feel free to do a lot of stuff here. I did say that this podcast is called Deconstructing Topics because we discuss a lot of different topics. Lately, I've been doing the self-empowerment, self-help, whatever it is. We going through that round, but I did want to discuss different topics, different things, whether it's from the entertainment world, whether it's whatever realm that's out there, aliens, all that. We'll be discussing and kind of deconstructing it a bit, you know. And in this podcast, in this episode, TV shows, and you know what? If you, my people out there, a lot of you are listening from the United States or in certain parts, like right now, me, New York, it's a little bit cold. And keep in mind, I sound a little stuffy, so I'm sorry. I want to apologize. Yo, chill. Don't hit me. Yo, chill. Relax. I'm just saying. There's some type of virus that's going on. A lot of people are sick, homebound, and they just want to relax their bodies, just get better. Some people could take a couple of days. Some people could take a week. But for the most part, when people are resting, what they want to do is TV shows. Woo. And it's interesting because I'm saying TV, television. We now know we're in 2024 and you could watch a TV show, quote unquote, on many different platforms, mobile devices, tablets, video game consoles, microwave, washing machines. You could watch shows as long as there's a option there to download an app, do something, laptop, all that's on in there. You could just do it. And that, in a way, I remember one of the things that we, as humans, have always said, we just don't have time. Or when we get home, we get tired. But a lot of these streaming websites, the Netflix, the Paramount Plus, Prime, Amazon Prime, Hulu, Peacock, and all that, they give you the option, if you're a subscriber, to download. And it's interesting because when 10 years ago, when people perhaps started consuming less TV for whatever the case might be, again, a lot of that came out because of the mobile devices, and a lot of people just started to cut cable. But now it seems because we are subscribed to many stream, it seems that we going back to the amount of what we was paying for cable. If you was paying for cable for like $100, whatever, one box, you know, for those people that had TV cable and direct TV, but now you got Netflix, you have this, you know, you're gonna Paramount Plus, Hulu, Disney Plus, ESPN Plus, everything with a plus sign. It's like, what is it? These apps are like pregnant and stuff like that. It's like, oh yeah, you know, I tested positive, yeah, or whatever, something with a plus sign. That means you're gonna pay at least $10 or something for that subscription. So you add that up, and then you got a guy like, I enjoy gaming. Boom. So much to talk about. So much to talk about. But we could go on forever about how wonderful TV shows are. But let me just go out there and let's discuss a couple of TV shows that we could talk about. Now, for me, in daring, and you know, I have my preference, and a lot of these shows that I would discuss, or some of them, is TV shows that hey, listen, boom, that's what's going on. I just finished watching on Netflix the show Beef, which is what I recommended early, or I did mention it, and Beef, Beef, great show, great show. I mean, I you know, when the show finished and it starts Stephen Young and Ali Wong. For those who are familiar with Walking Dead, Stephen Young, it's actually Glenn for the famous show The Walking Dead. But Beef is interesting. Beef, when I finished watching it, I mean, I was jealous. And when I say jealous, it's because for someone who enjoys the writing, who enjoys a little bit of whatever, sometimes you kind of dab away. Listen, I got a great story to tell that I think I could transform, or at least have someone transform into like a TV platform or a show or something. And this is one of those shows, and I don't want to spoil it for most of those part, no spoilers. But just to tell you that the show is about road rage. For those who have a car, you've seen those things. That happens to a lot of people. Something happens where you get mad at another driver, and whatever, words exchange. And this one, let's just say that it just went on a wonderful story. I loved it. I think somebody was asking me, how can you describe the show? Like, what can you say? And I'm like, just watch the show. But I think in life there's a lot of things that happen. There's a beauty, like you kind of say, in chaos. That something crazy happens. There's a lot of chaos. Something happened that leads to something beautiful, something good, or it has a story that comes out of it, and you could say that this is that perfect show. So highly recommend highly recommend. It's on Netflix. Watch it if you got Netflix. If you don't, my thing is this. I try my best to at least have two subscriptions active while the other ones are canceled, and I alternate. So one month I will cancel Netflix, then I'll go with Paramount Plus or something. I'm just saying, if you got it, you got it. If you're looking to kind of cut down on these services, because now they be like $20 for some of these services, just think about that idea. So do enjoy beef. The other night, it was the how can I say, not the debut, but it was the first episode of season 4 of True Detective, and wow, what an episode! What an episode! True Detective. So True Detective. It's on Max. For those who still kind of like trying to get familiar, Max was Cinemax, HBO, and HBO owns that. Now HBO owns a lot of these properties, Discovery and so on. So now it's all under one umbrella, which is called Max. So if you have a phone or something to that effect, and you haven't seen HBO in a long time and want to get back, basically you just got to look for the app called Max, AMX. You can see it. So it's no longer called HBO, my understanding. So True Detective, I highly recommend it. I just finished watching season 4, episode 1. I've seen the other seasons, and it's a good true detective crime thriller kind of show. No spoilers on this one. It looks like it's something about to happen, something interesting. I just was glued on my my laptop, like, oh my goodness, what's about to happen? Woo, mysterious, realm, crazy stuff. But I do enjoy those drama, those crime thriller type of thing. Like, you just think about who done it, what happened, who's behind. There's always that thing, and that's the magic of TVs and TV show. And True Detective, it's one that kind of hammers. It's one of those shows. But to me, I would say that my favorite show of all time, and this is one of my, in my opinion, and this show is very endearing. It's called Lost, which ran from 2004 to 2010 on ABC. And I remember Lost, and for those who watched it and haven't watched it, if you haven't watched it, I recommend it. If you've seen it, probably watch it one more time, which I did, or watch it with somebody that never seen it, and you might, because they're gonna have questions, because basically the show, that's not just the name of the show, but you're gonna feel kind of lost there. You're gonna have a lot of questions, but that's the beauty of that show. That show, when I remember when in 2003, now it came out in 2004, but I think late 2003, or even before the show started, I remember the commercials, and I said to myself, ooh, this looks like an interesting show. But unfortunately, because of my job, I would get out late, so I get home at 10 o'clock. But what happened is that I wouldn't have time to watch it. So back then, we're talking about 2004. So the Netflix streaming platforms was not a thing. So you basically we either have to watch it live, my understanding, or I think you could get it like by episodes on iTunes if I'm not mistaken, but that's extra like $2 per show. Or you could just wait until come out on DVD or Blu-ray, but DVD, yeah. People be like, DVD, who? Is that your name? No, no, no. DVD, it's a little plastic disc that has a lot of information in there where movies used to be kind of etched in that little laser thing. DVD, check it out, man. Stop playing with my emotions. People know what a DVD is. But anyways, so I remember, so what happened to me in 2005, I got involved in a car accident. And I was recouping for months. And I remember it dawned on me, oh, look, Lost is on DVD. So I ordered the DVD. It came to my house. And I remember it, just having it there, just waiting for the right time, because it's a whole season 1 and it's a lot of hours there. And there was a lot of discs. I think there was like about, maybe, one time I'm trying to count, maybe like 6 DVDs, disc, whatever. That's intimidating. For those people, like, damn, am I watching? What am I watching in those DVDs? You know what I mean? That's a lot of stuff. So I remember there was one day, again, I'm recovering from my car accident. I had 3 screws on my left foot, so I'm in a cast. I'm in pain. Taking my perks. You know what I mean? Wink, wink. Didn't get addicted to it. Great. But I'm watching, how can I say? I remember it was like one day, it was 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was in pain. And what I did, I popped a perk. Now, for some people, Percocet, which is what it is, it gets people a little bit sleepy. But for me, for whatever reason, the pain went away that I was so happy and energized. And I remember with one good leg, I would start hopping. And I grabbed the DVD, just popped it in my PlayStation. Yes, a PlayStation 2, I believe. Yep, it played DVD. What a great device. We got to talk about that in another podcast. So on my days, chilling, and we got, hey, boom. Once I started watching Lost, it went, you ever seen when you're watching a show and you're hooked when you're 2 episodes in and you just say, okay, one more. And that's what happened to me. I think I went on like the 4th episode, then I actually was falling asleep because it was about 6 in the morning. And I remember then my brother came by to see me, and then I popped that, and we were hooked. Great show. It's one of those shows back then, before, we really got into the socials and discussed this, is that people watched the show and talked about that at work. Great show. Another highly recommended show, and it's definitely one of the best shows of all time, depending on who you ask. It could be number 1, it could be number 5. You're always going to see this show in the top 10 of somebody's list. It took me a while to watch the show. I think I've waited until season 2, even though I saw the whole show. But I didn't jump into the bandwagon until season 2. But I did. So I watched season 1. I believe at this time was the streaming services on AMC, or they had something on AMC now. A lot of these websites, you can watch their show. So what happened is that Breaking Bad was that show, and what happened is that once I watched, then I started seeing it a little bit live on season 2 or whatever the case might be. Then I missed it. Then I binge watched it. Great show, Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad it's definitely one of the best written shows out there. As you already know, Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul and Anna Gunn. I mean, that show has a who's who. And it's one of those interesting shows. And once again, it's 6 seasons, started in 2008. No spoilers. It's basically a teacher who's just kind of a little bit down and out financially. His wife is pregnant. He needs money. And then he comes across a former student, and, they get into this kind of business of selling stuff there. And the rest is history. It's one of those shows that there are parts that might be a little bit over the top, but they don't do it too well because, once again, just like beef and Breaking Bad. A good written show. You'll make it where you feel it, where the people that are watching could be in that shoe. That could be like, oh my goodness, what if that happened to me? What would I have done? You know what I mean? I mean, it's definitely that type of show, and I enjoy it. Breaking Bad. There's a lot of people that haven't seen because they might not be into the crime drama because there's little drugs out there going on. But watch it, watch it, watch it. Pretty great show, to me. So that's definitely gonna be in the top in terms of show. There's a lot of shows that captivated people in terms of how great it was. Game of Thrones. Ooh, for some reason, Game of Thrones on once again on Max. It's one of those shows that you just sit down and you said to yourself, wow. There's a lot of people out there that you just said to yourself, like, wow, that might not be into that fantasy thing, kind of Lord of the Rings, whatever the case might be. But Game of Thrones would just had a great storyline, wicked show. Definitely highly recommended. Just give it a try. It's a little bit different for those who are not into the the fantasy stuff. But recommended. Dexter, you already know Dexter. Ooh, it's Dexter Morgan. Wow, a serial killer in a crazy story of the crazy. Definitely Dexter. It's on Showtime. That's, I believe it's on Paramount Plus because I believe that's what, or Merge or something to that effect. So watch it. Dexter to me was like one of those shows where I was not. I jumped the bandwagon a little bit late. I think on third season or something like that. But once I was able to binge watch it again, the storylines and their shows like, let's get it. Another endearing show for those who are into the counterterrorism stuff. You could say that right now. So Amazon Prime has Jack Ryan, and I love Jack Ryan's show. Tom Clancy, it's an author who wrote some of these counter-terrorists. There's a lot of people that it might not be their, how can I say, their cup of tea. But I know you got Homeland out there, which is the Showtime show. You got a couple of shows that you are going to watch, and Jack Ryan is one of those good counter-terrorism kind of thing where, hey, listen, stuff out there, it happens. But to me, I remember there was this one show. It was called 24. Beep, 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 beep. Great show. Jack Bauer. Ooh, with Kiefer Sutherland. Good show. I definitely recommend for those who are into the kind of counter-terrorist shows. I'm going to probably lack a couple of comedy shows because comedy's interesting. I mean, I grew up in the 80s. I watch a lot of comedy shows, whether it's Cheers and the Bill Cosby. Then in the 90s, Martin, So that's different in itself. So it's one of those things that I probably definitely will be, that won't discuss that much. The other show, I'm going to say, once again, HBO got a lot of great shows, I'll be honest with you all. Let's say Max now. It's on Max. Sorry. The Wire. Woo. The Wire. You watch that show, makes you not want to go to Baltimore, But hey, much love to Baltimore out there. My understanding is that the Baltimore Ravens are headed to the AFC Championship. Ooh, Lamar Jackson and them boys, but hey, The Wire. Intense. And it hit home because, I grew up in the Bronx, right? Late 80s, 90s, whatever the case might be. And there's certain parts in The Wire, certain neighborhoods that kind of hits home when you feel like, oh, this looks like the Bronx. Is this the Bronx? Certain parts of the Bronx, but no. The Wire in itself, great show. Definitely highly recommended. It's one of those shows that you just be like, ooh, let's go. It's funny because, from this greedy, crazy cities from Baltimore. The other day I was thinking about this show. I believe it was filmed in Boston. And it's an alien show. It's a underrated alien show called Fallen Skies. And Fallen Skies is TV series that I believe it played on TNT, and it starts Noah Weil and a couple of people there. Is it Noah Weil? Yeah. Drew Roy and a couple of people there. For those people that I enjoy the alien stuff, invasion stuff, Fallen Skies, it's definitely a good show from 2011 to 2015. You can watch it out there too as well. You just gotta find it, but definitely one of those couple of shows that I definitely recommend. There's so many shows out there that I say to myself, are they worth watching? Should I watch it? Should I do what? Um, it's for those that like the mafioso stuff. I think one of the shows that don't get love, and it's a great show. Keep in mind, it's a great show. Once again, on Max. Yeah, hey, listen. Hey, I'm not getting paid by HBO by all means. I'm just saying that for some reason, hey, you gotta give credit where this credit is due. HBO, which is now known as Max, has a lot of great shows, and Boardwalk Empire is one of those shows. And to me, Boardwalk Empire stars Steve Buscemi and Michael Pitt, Kelly McDonald. It was based in the 1920s, and if for you people out there that are not too familiar, Boardwalk Empire, aka Atlantic City, keep in mind that Atlantic City was that thing before Las Vegas, so this show has that thing, that feel great show. I know it has the 19 kind of 20s, 30s kind of feel to it because that's what the time that this happened, and it's based on a character that you just definitely gotta watch. Enoch Johnson, if that's the name of the guy. So watch it. To me, I think this one of those very underrated shows. You look at Disney Plus. Oh, that's another platform out there. Disney, for the most part, it focuses on the properties that they own, which is Marvel, Star Wars, and other entities. One of the things that I say, Mandalorian, for those Star Wars fans, woo! Mandalorian, great show. If you're not into the Star Wars, and I say these are TV shows, but if you're not into the Star Wars, if you want to get into the Star Wars universe, or if you want to get your kids in the Star Wars universe, I would have preferred for you to watch the Star Wars movie from episode whatever. From back in the days, they're all on Disney Plus. But if you want to start somewhere, Mandalorian, as you already know, they got like a little baby Yoda, little person going on called Grogu. I hate to spoil it for you, but I'm just saying. I see a lot of kids, and when I say kids and kids, adult kids, that are still saying baby Yoda, baby Yoda. Stop it. It's Grogu. Relax. Let's get it. So watch that. The Mandalorian. Right now, I started watching a show on Peacock, which is an interesting show for those people that are like the missing, the crime stuff found. It's a good show that I'm watching it. It's on Peacock. Once again, I know that there's a lot of different platforms. People have this, people don't have that. So I get it, I understand it, but perhaps you might want to take my advice on that situation in regards to you want to cancel a couple of stuff while you get in it. But definitely found was an interesting show to say the least. So definitely looking forward. There's so many different out there shows that you just be like, okay, what am I watching? You could get Mad Men. I never got to finish Mad Men, but I hear it was a great show. Mad Men, once again on AMC Plus. Look at that, AMC. AMC had a lot of great shows too, to be honest. The famous Walking Dead, and now they have a little spawn of the Fear of the Dead. Negan and Kelly, or Negan, or whatever it is, Negan, whatever. Maggie, there you go, or somebody, I don't know. It's a spawn-off show. They got Daryl, another spawn, and look, the overall universe, and with Walking Dead in itself, the core show, great show. Zombies, you know what I mean? It's one of those things you be like, yo, chill, zombie. What will you do when a zombie apocalypse coming now, knocking on your door? Woo! Oh, we getting it, we getting it. But for sure, that's one of the greatest show that I've seen as well, because it definitely kept me like, yo, what is going on over here? And I said to myself, it's like, wow, wow. But if you're not into the zombie or whatever, you just might want to just get the hell out of Dodge and be like, I'm out of here. But for whatever the case might be, and well, there's definitely been a cool show. Just throwing out there a couple of introductions out there for a couple of, because this is gonna be my intro in terms of the TV shows and TV shows. I will plug in and just do a brief list on shows, but I just wanted to kind of start. But down the line, entertainment will come in. We'll make it happen. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Make sure that you like, you share. Again, I'm discussing a little bit of everything, and TV shows. Again, we'll come back because it's a series of TV shows and TV movies that I highly recommend. But we making it happen. Much love out there to my people, my family, Deconstructing Topic podcast. And I'm out of here. Much love. Peace.